What's up? So we just missed the Birds of Prey show, and then there's supposed to be another show at 1, so I'm gonna try and make it back and see the second show. Looks like there's like a car show over here. You can check out some of these sweet cars. Look at, there's more cars coming in. More cars. And a truck, I guess. came back to the dump truck because they got little cars in the back of them. Pretty cool. Yeah, so those are all the cars that I saw while I was here. Yo. So we're back. We waited, and the Birds of Prey show should start soon. So we're gonna go get a seat.
Hello, okay, my name's Sean, and I'm here from the Canadian Raptor Conservancy. Just here today to show you a few different species of birds, teach you a few things about them hopefully. Most of the birds you're going to see here today can be found right here in your own backyard, all but one. So before I get started, tell you a bit about the company. I'm going to go get our first bird. So back at Canadian Raptor Conservancy, we breed, raise, train birds of prey. We do a lot of educational programs. We do photography sessions on site. So all the birds you guys are going to see here today, we're bred in captivity back at our facility. The fancy way of saying is all the birds I have here today, I have all their parents. They're all bred back at home. None of them were taken from the wild. So without further ado, I am going to get out our first bird of prey. And our first bird of prey is the only bird that you will not be able to see in your own backyard today. This fella out, this guy here. So he likes his sign. His equipment. So this is Hudson, and he is a Harris hawk. So Harris hawk's not native to Canada. Native to the deserts of North America, so Texas, Arizona, New Mexico. And this is actually one of the only species of birds of prey that hunts cooperatively in a group. So 5, 10, 15 of these guys will all work together to go after the same prey species. Hey! So, what this guy eats. So, in the wild, this guy eats snakes, lizards, rabbits, pretty much anything in his general size range. I left out one of his favorite prey species, which some of you guys might know from cartoon fame. So, cartoon fame, this guy's favorite prey species used to get chased around by Mr. Wile E. Coyote. So in the wild, this species loves to catch roadrunners. But in real life, roadrunners are not the size of a coyote, but still a very big bird, a lot bigger than this fella. One last flight with this guy. Hey, Hudson. So when Hudson's not doing educational programs, he actually goes to, I bring him to a landfill with me for 3 days a week, and me and him get rid of all the pest skulls. He also has another job where he's actually the mascot bird for the Toronto Football Club. So every home game of the TFC, the soccer club, this guy flies out before the team does. So, only bird I brought with me today that you can't find in your own backyard. So I'm going to put this non-native Harris hawk away, and I'm going to go get out Ontario's earliest nesting bird. So this next bird I'm getting out actually nests so early, he doesn't even build a nest. He just steals one from a previous year's bird. This next guy gets the name from those wonderful ear tufts he has on his head. So that's not quite where his ears are. His ears are basically located right across from his eyes, and one ear is slightly higher than the other. Just gives him asymmetrical hearing, just helps him pinpoint which direction he's listening to. So this here is the great horned owl. So as I said, this fella nests so early, he doesn't have to build a nest. So he'll steal like a crow's nest, a raven's nest, a red-tailed hawk's nest. So I know this guy, he looks pretty adorable, but this is a ferocious hunter. Will take anything in his size range. Chipmunks, squirrels, rabbits, snowshoe hares. I've left out one of his favorite prey species. I'm going to give you guys a chance to guess it. I'll give you a few guesses. So the great horned owl's favorite prey species is black and white in color. So the great horned owl's favorite prey species has a convenient white landing strip going down its back. I don't know if the great horned owl uses it, but it's definitely there. great horned owl's favorite prey species. You might smell it before you get a chance to see it. I've heard a few people yell it out. Yes, it's most definitely the skunk. So what happens when the great horned owl gets sprayed by a skunk? Nothing. He does not have a sense of smell, so it doesn't bug him whatsoever. Exactly, 0 sense of smell, so he doesn't give a hoot. So great horned owls, you guys can see, most of you guys may know, they have amazing neck mobility. So they can turn their head all the way around to the other shoulder, going both ways. But there is a little bit of a catch. So great horned owls, when they want to look left, when they want to look right, they got to move their whole entire head because their pupils are fixated, they're stuck staring straight ahead. So luckily Mother Nature gave them that amazing neck mobility. And you can see just how well feathered they are for being the earliest nesting bird we have here in Ontario, feathered right down to the tips of the talons. You can see very, very big feet. So a few characteristics of birds of prey, the 3 main characteristics of birds of prey. So number 1 is keen eyesight. Number 2 is sharply hooked beak and sharp talons. And the main characteristic that separates birds of prey from other birds is, you guys might know, it's not just that they eat meat, because you know robins, they like big worms out. I see kingfishers, they catch fish, they eat meat too. It's that birds of prey will catch their food with their feet. You ever see a robin catch a worm, a kingfisher, they use their beak. So birds of prey, they catch their food with their feet. So this guy's found all throughout, it's actually found all throughout Canada, actually all throughout North America, everywhere but Hawaii. You can see just how amazing the natural plumage is, very, very blend in perfectly to a nice tree. So I'm going to put this fella, his name is Jack, by the way, I'm going to put him away, and I'm going to get out another cool bird that I actually seen about 3 or 4 on my drive here today. So this bird gets its name from the color of his beautiful tail. So this is the red-tailed hawk. So the red-tailed hawk, believe it or not, doesn't get its red tail until it's a year old. So I think of that basically as a badge of honor, because especially here in Canada, most animals, they don't always have the best mortality rate, just because we have the first winter. So a young bird only has a couple months, and then it's got that nice cold winter. But after they make it through that winter, they have a good chance of living a long and healthy life. So it's almost like a badge of honor after it turns a year old that gets this nice red tail. And yeah, so I'm going to try to do a quick flight with Eric. So common hog found all throughout Canada. They love hunting in our ditches, especially along highways. A lot of it is because we keep our ditches cut, so it's a perfect spot for them to go. So Hollywood has actually stolen the red-tailed hawk's voice. So every time I'm watching a movie and there's an eagle or a vulture, I always hear this bird's voice. Hey! So I'm going to do a quick imitation of the red-tailed hawk call. See if you guys can recognize it from Hollywood. So red-tailed hawk, I always see it when a bird's soaring up in the sky. So red-tailed hawk sound, you'll hear it in Hollywood, it sounds a lot like this. So if you ever hear that sound in Hollywood or any movie, just know that is stolen from the red-tailed hawks, their territorial scream. So you see a vulture do it, and they throw a vulture. Vultures don't even have a voice box. They can only hiss and whatnot. So I am going to put this fella's name is Eric away. So I'm going to put Mr. Eric away. And I'm going to move on to Canada's smallest member of the falcon family. Next guy I'm getting out, he is very small. I put him on the scale this morning. He weighed a whopping 110 grams. Too heavy. Sorry, she. So this is Faye. This is an American kestrel. love, we took that from the falcon family and we use that in stuff like football, baseball, the dark lines to help reduce reflection off the sun. Another characteristic, it almost has plungers in its nose. It's to help regulate airflow. So this smaller falcon doesn't really need it because he's not doing any too big, crazy high flying. But once you start moving on up into the bigger falcons, they definitely need that to help regulate airflow. So what this guy eats. So this guy loves visiting your backyard bird feeders, but not for the seed you put out. This guy loves a lot of the little birds that go there. Catch birds up around the size of him. Loves catching small rodents, little mice, little meadow voles. Also has no problem catching insects like butterflies, crickets, grasshoppers. So you guys may have seen an American kestrel before, and you might not even know it. So a lot of people just look at it and it kind of looks like a little small songbird from a distance. So tell that you've looked at an American kestrel and not another songbird. So they love standing on telephone wires. But they're going to be standing there all by themselves. No other birds should generally be around them. They're going to be standing up straight like they're getting ready to salute you. And then their tail is going to flick up and down like a pendulum of a clock. He's kind of doing it a little bit right now, but when he's on a telephone wire, it's going to be flicking back and forth. So if you see those three signs, there's a high chance that you're looking at Canada's smallest member of the falcon family, the American kestrel. So I'm going to put this little fellow away, and I'm going to move on. I'm going to have to put on a bit bigger of a glove. I'm going to move on to a bird whose whole life revolves around water. In the late 90s, there was almost zero nesting pairs of this next bird I'm getting out. The baby glove. So this next species I'm getting out, his whole life revolves around water, is an excellent fish catcher, also a scavenger. So this fella here, this is a small female bald eagle named Coco. So it takes about 5-6 years for this species to get that iconic white head and tail. Before that, they're like first year they're like a jet black, then they start getting more and more white. It's you can actually look up online. You can tell how old a bald eagle is up until they hit about that 6-7 year mark. And also when they hit that 5-6 year mark, they can start reproducing as well. So you see just how well designed their feet are. Nice knobby, gnarly, perfectly for holding on. He's lightening the load a little bit. Yeah, knobby and gnarly, perfect for holding on to slippery fish. So yes, these guys are great fish catchers. They have no problem scavenging whatsoever. I've been up north, seen them at the side of the road, eating roadkill. I've seen them on the beach eating dead fish. But still an excellent fish catcher. Occasionally might try to eat some waterfowl, but generally mostly fish, does a lot of scavenging. So he also has a big strong beak, perfect for tearing fish. So in the world of birds of prey, the difference between the females and the males. So they look the same for the most part plumage-wise. So the males and the females look exactly the same. It's just the females on average are generally about a third larger. So this is a smaller female, but if I was to have a male will weigh around like 6 to 8 pounds. A female would weigh like 9 to 15 pounds. So it definitely gets a lot bigger once you start getting into the bigger eagles. So bald eagles is actually one of us humans' success stories. So late 90s, early 2000s, there's almost zero nesting pairs. Us humans, we cleaned up our act. We cleaned up Lake Erie, Lake Ontario. We banned a few chemicals in farming. We got rid of lead-shot waterfowl. Now it's starting to become a common sight to see the bald eagles here in southern Ontario, which was not the case about 20, 30 years ago. So now it's become a common sight, which is pretty rare with animals. Normally humans don't have too many success stories, but luckily the bald eagle here was one of our success stories. All right, so me and Coco are going to be up here for about 15 minutes or so. I want to thank you guys all for coming to the show and seeing some beautiful birds you can see here in your own backyard. I'll be up for about 15 minutes if you want to take some pictures, ask me some questions. I just asked you to give me about 6 feet of room. Just she likes her space and just don't go behind me. But thank you guys all so much for coming.
Yo, so that was it. We got to see the birds of prey and the car show today. So that was pretty cool. Please like the video, comment, subscribe for more. Thanks.